Hello you guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna be talking about my powders. It looks like I have a lot of them, and actually I rotate around the same 2 or 3. I do have a lot of these little mini ones, so I want to do a declutter today. I've been doing kind of like a decluttering series. I've posted so far 2 of them, my foundation and my primer. I'll leave them linked down below, if you're interested in watching that. Before we get into the video, I did want to mention a primer, since that was the last video that you saw that I missed in that first video. So I do also have the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. I barely ever use it, but I'm gonna keep it because it is a very beautiful silicone type primer, and I love that it's the luminous finish. So I'm gonna keep this. I just wanted to mention it real quick before we move into the powders. So here's the spread of all of my powders. I do have a lot of full size, but I also have a lot of these little minis that I kind of like want to figure out what to do with them. But yeah, before we get into the video, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. If you're liking this mini kind of like collection series and mini declutters, I would really appreciate it, and it does help my channel a lot. It's getting pretty dark, but I thought light didn't really matter as much since it's just powders and we're not doing like a makeup look. So let's start with the minis, because the minis are the ones that I'm most concerned about, and then we can move on with all the full sizes. For starters, I have these 2 by Makeup Forever. I haven't even touched them. These are from the Sephora boxes that I used to get, the Play boxes. I haven't gotten those in years, so I haven't used them. They're still unopened. So these are also going to go to my friend. They have a little plastic protector, so I think she would like them. These are just translucent powders, which I really love, but I have other ones that I'm going through, so I can just get rid of this one since they're brand new. One that I know for sure I'm going to be keeping is going to be this Hourglass. I really love it. This one is just the Veil translucent powder. I have it in the full size, and it's my favorite powder ever. So these 2 of course are staying, but this is a mini one, so I wanted to mention it real quick. Another mini that I have that I'm going to pass along to my friend since it's brand new is going to be this one by KVD Beauty. It's just a translucent powder. I do have a couple of others that I don't really think that it's gonna be good for me to open it if someone else can enjoy it. And I do have others, and powder is not something that I use a lot of it. I use it every day, but I don't use a ton of product, if that makes sense. So this one is also going to my friend. I'm gonna make a little pile probably here so you can actually see it. So many things. So I'm gonna put them back there. Up next, we have a Tarte one. I believe I did actually start using this one. Yeah, I did. So I don't think my friend is gonna be able to use it. I don't know if she'll like it. I'll keep it as a maybe. I'm gonna just put it next here somewhere. I'll put it here and I'll keep it as a maybe. And I also have another that's a mini that I started using, but I haven't fully finished. This one is by Becca. I'm gonna finish it. I don't have as much left. It is just another translucent. This is the Hydra Mist Powder. I have here one that I know for sure I'm gonna be getting rid of. This is from the Sephora line. This is a mattifying powder foundation. As you can tell, I did use it a lot. It's time to let go of this. I've had it for over 8 years, so this is getting ridiculous at this point. I don't know why I kept it for so long, but you can tell that I actually enjoyed it. Back then I didn't use as many powders and I didn't have a lot of makeup, so this is like the one that I had as my go-to. But I'm gonna get rid of it. It needs to go to the trash at this point. Speaking of powder foundations, I've got this one by Cover FX. I'm gonna give it a try. I haven't used it in a very long time. I used to really like it, so I think the color might be a little dark, but using it as a powder foundation, which is the whole point of this, I think it would be good. Not really to powder my face, but to do like a full foundation look with this. I'm gonna try it. If I don't like it, then I'll get rid of it, but for now it's gonna stay. I usually try to only buy translucent powders. It's just a way that I know that it's not gonna alter my foundation or my concealer, since I always try to color match my skin. It is a little bit tricky, so by adding a powder that doesn't have any color is just the way to go for me. So I do have a couple of them. I think I'm gonna be getting rid of my Airspun. I used to like this a lot back in the day, but I find that now it's a little too heavy for my under eyes, which is mostly where I use my translucent powder. So I am going to get rid of it. I'm not sure if my friend would like it. It's still in perfectly good condition. I've had it for some time, but it smells the exact same as like an old lady smell, which I absolutely love. So I'm gonna put it as a maybe pile for her if she wants it, or she can just toss it if that's her decision. But I will put it on the back for her to take. So other powder from, other translucent powders that I really love is going to be a newest one in my collection. This one is by Essence. My Skin Perfector is super affordable. I got it from Ulta and it's a really, really good one. It costs under $6 and it's super good. It's going to be a loose powder, which is my favorite. I'm trying to show it to you, but it's a little hard. The only issue with this is they don't have as many shading or many colors. And this actually, now that I think about it, this is not technically a translucent. This is in the shade Fair. Once again, because I'm always trying to get the lightest powders that won't affect my foundation or concealer. But this is staying for sure. This is another translucent powder, but in a pressed form that I absolutely adore. Not even talking about the packaging, which is beautiful to begin with. The actual powder is a beautiful way of setting your makeup, setting my concealer, but it's not gonna alter the color because it is translucent, and it's also not gonna be matte. It's like this beautiful, very reminiscent of the Hourglass powders, which I really love. So this is definitely staying in my collection, and I do see myself repurchasing the compact or the refill once I'm done with this one. I love that you can just buy the actual powder and just stick it in your compact because this is too beautiful to ever get rid of. I have this other translucent one by Jeffree Star. I can't remember at this point if this one is also a little too heavy for me. So I'm going to put a little, sticker to that just to make a point to using it. And if it's too heavy, like similar to the Airspun, I'm just gonna give it to my friend. I know that she would probably enjoy it. So I'm going to put a little sticker back here just in case I do end up giving it to her. It doesn't have like a sticker on the top. So this is going to be in the maybe pile. I'll show it at the very end which ones have like a maybe option. Another translucent powder that I have is a mini size or a smaller size of the very famous Laura Mercier. It's not my favorite, but I feel like it's a good one for whenever it gets hot and I get very oily or much oily on my T-zone during the spring and summer. I'm going to use it in that time and then I'll probably be able to do a big dent in it. But yeah, it's not my favorite. I don't know why it has so much raving around this product. But I'm gonna keep using it until I finish it up because this is quite pricey, even if it's like a smaller size. Speaking of pricey, I've got this one by Pat McGrath in the shade medium. I did make a mistake by getting this shade. Although it's medium, I find that it's a little too dark for my complexion. So this is really more something that I like to use all over my face compared to just on my under eyes, because it can get my under eyes a little bit darker than I like. But honestly, it's one of those products that it's too pricey that I don't really want to get rid of it. I'm gonna make it a point to use it. I know the money was already wasted or spent, but still, I mean, it's not a bad product. I just made a bad decision in color wise, and also this is not cruelty free, so I can't really use it anymore on my channel or showcase it in any way. I would never repurchase, but just letting you know I will be keeping it. Similar thing, this is a beautiful, beautiful powder. Probably one of my favorite pressed powders. I made the mistake of getting it medium. I should have just gotten the lightest option because I feel like this does provide a little bit of coloring, which is not ideal. I'm gonna use it up and I'm gonna repurchase in a lighter shade because I just love it, love it. It's the best powder for someone who doesn't like powder, and in a version that's like compact and just beautiful. We have this very beaten up Rimmel compact. This is super old, but honestly I do use it and I don't want to get rid of it just for the fact that I want to get rid of stuff, because I do use it almost every day when I do a quick makeup and I'm at my home. I want to use it up. The cap is completely broke. This is super affordable, but I would never repurchase because once again it's not cruelty free. I got it in the translucent, they call it transparent shade. But once it's gone, it's gonna be gone for good, but I don't find the need, like I don't dislike it to just get rid of it for the fact of I'm decluttering. So I'll use it up, get rid of it, and then never again to be seen in my collection. Same thing with the Wet n Wild Color Icon Reserve Your Cabana. This is technically a bronzer, but it is an absolute highlight or finishing powder, which is the way I use it, as a finishing powder on my under eyes. I used to use this so much. So much. It's from the drugstore. It's very affordable. Wet n Wild, but it's not cruelty free, so I stopped showcasing it in my channel, but I do still use it on my almost every day. I bought an Hourglass mini size as a replacement, but I honestly don't want to get rid of this one because it works fine, and just for the sake of decluttering I don't find the need to it. So I'm just going to keep it, and then once it's gone, it'll be gone for good. And I do want to get one of this one. This one specifically is in the shade Diffused Light by Hourglass in the full size. I got a mini version because I still had this big one, and these are pretty pricey, but I really love it. So once this is gone and you know I used this one up, I would definitely see myself repurchasing the Hourglass in the big size. Just hit the bullet and get the big size because it is a beautiful powder. So here is how much I'm keeping, and I got rid of 4 of them, which are behind. One that's gonna go to the trash, that's a Sephora one, and then we have 3 minis that I'm gonna gift my friend, and then the full size Earthbound that still has a ton of product. Kept 9 full size, and then this kind of like between mini and full size product. So it's not ideal that I kept so many, but honestly I just don't want to just get rid of things for the fact of getting rid of things and doing a declutter, if that makes sense. All of this, I'm going to try to use them up. I have a couple of them that I want to discuss, or not discuss, but like try and then see if I like them. Like the Jeffree Star. I'm going to see if I can make somehow the Pat McGrath work. If during the summer I still don't get around to using it, I'm just going to declutter it because it's just a little too dark for my liking. And then same with the Copper Effects. If I find that I don't use it as what it is, like a powder foundation, I'll just get rid of it. I have it in my powders, not really in my foundation drawer, which is probably something that I should change. I'm gonna go ahead and change this and put it on my little foundation section just because it'll make more sense. And I will probably remember to use it because it's not really a powder. Finishing powder is a true foundation. Anyway, you guys, so that's gonna be everything for today. I know these videos are gonna be a little bit long, but I just like to talk about the products a little bit more. If you're new to my channel, just keep in mind that I am cruelty-free now. I switched around a year ago, but a lot of my products remain in my collection are still not cruelty free. Once I get done with them, they'll be gone forever, and they're not really showcased on my channel anymore, except for in this kind of like decluttering collection type of videos. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.